All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Markate Jill's Office Facebook Live. We are so excited to talk today. I'm going to give just a few moments for everyone to get on. Just going to try sharing my screen here and make sure it's working properly. So hang on here for just one moment.
Okay, that's good.
All right. Thanks again, everyone. Nicole, do you want to just chat for a moment? I'm just going to put the screen here.
Sure. So we're really excited because this is kind of the first time that we have been able to do these live videos featuring some really awesome companies that do scheduling for some of our clients. And so we're excited to jump in because scheduling is something that we do that is very unique, something that we specialize in. That we're constantly working on to try and improve every single day. And so we have, built relationships and done a lot of research on just working with and if not, if you're watching this after the replay, we'll make sure to link, some resources so that you can contact all of us and get more information.
Awesome. Okay, so just a couple things here. We got people joining us on Facebook. Were you able to share it on your Facebook Live, Scott and Julia?
We're trying right now.
Okay. We should be up there soon. I apologize as we're trying to work out all the technical kinks here. If you're here on the webinar through Zoom, welcome. Feel free to comment. We'll be watching the comments. So if you have any questions at all, please comment and we would be happy to chat about whatever you're curious about. Same with Facebook Live on either of our pages. Please comment, ask questions, whatever it may be. Tell us our sound is off, anything that's going on. So we make sure that everyone is all good to go. Is it on the, we're just gonna double check here.
Yeah, it's on.
All right. Perfect. Okay. So while they're getting that Facebook Live still going, I just want to introduce everyone. So my name is Michelle. This is Nicole. We are both from Jill's office. We're a virtual receptionist for those that aren't familiar with Jill's office. We're going to be talking a little bit more about what we do as we chat today. And then we also have Jaden and Elizabeth from Jill's office. They are some of our receptionists. So they're going to talk a little bit about their experience in Markate. So we're excited to have them here. And then we also have Julia and Scott. They are the owners of Markate. Kind of a little bit more of an introduction. We have been chatting, gosh, has it been almost a year now? I don't know when we first connected, but it's been at least several months. Yeah, I think it's been almost a year. And just having a discussion about how well our services really link together. We both are focused on servicing, the business industry, a lot of small business owners, small to mid-size, and a lot in the trades. And so we're going to be talking more about how exactly to kind of use these tools together to help your business just run more effectively and to really grow while just bringing less stress in your life and more organization. So we're excited to dig into that. And so we are, I actually would love to start just about chatting about Markate. A little bit of a more introduction there. So on the Jill's office end, we are actually very picky and particular about what companies we will formally partner with by means of training our Jills to schedule in their system, just because we are looking to companies that we'd be able to scale with in regards to their system being really user-friendly and just working really well with our receptionist services. So that's kind of why this has been a little bit, we've been talking for a while, but officially partnering, we just wanted to beta test it and make sure that this was a really good connection. But we've been very excited about Markate. It's a really powerful system. So for our clients that don't know about it yet, we're excited for you guys to learn about it and all the great features that it has. So if it's okay, Julie and Scott, we'd love to ask you some questions just to teach them more about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just want to say thank you for having us. I'm excited about this. We have so many customers that have asked about you guys, so it's good to finally make this official and formalize this and work with you guys more closely moving forward. So super excited about this.
Awesome. Nicole, what you want to start out with some questions?
So I think for a lot of our clients or even prospects who are interested in having us answer phones for them, some of them want us to schedule. Sometimes they don't have systems in place. And so we do love to introduce them to, some of the companies that we do work with. So if you want to give a little history and background about Markate and how the company came about, how long you've been in business. So yeah, tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Sure. So I'm Scott Burton, and
I'm Julia Burton.
or Julia Markate on Facebook. If
Most know me as Julia Markate.
So I would say that about 2016, this idea came about. So we had initially launched Markate as more of a platform to bring pros and consumers together. After some conversations and talking to a lot of the pros, it was uncovered that there wasn't really a one fit or one platform fits all type of approach to manage your customers, from sales, marketing, operations, scheduling, the financial aspect of it. Really just a one-stop shop to help run a service business. So from there, Markate just continued to grow. A lot of the additional features that continue to be formed and enhanced are actually customer driven. So we definitely take all the feedback and advice from our customers extremely serious. And that's probably where half of the features come from. They are customer driven. We're extremely customer centric, and we focus on our customer service while trying to provide a platform that will help, that's flexible enough to meet your needs. And again, it's not just more of a, this is how you should do it. We want you to run your business your way. So here's the platform. You use it as you want, almost like a blank canvas, and go ahead and run and manage the business how you want to run it.
I love that. That was one of the first things that I really loved when we started talking, because that was so unique from what I've seen in a lot of other softwares out there, that it's you run it your way, you pick the things that you need in your business. I love that setup of it.
Yeah, and what we found was, you may use something for scheduling, but something for accounting, something for CRM, something for sales and marketing. But you had all these connectors and trying to do all this. If your customer data is in one place, why not just be able to do everything there and not have to import, export, and constantly working with that. So again, that's the idea of just having all your information in one spot.
I love that. So tell me a little bit more about the automations it provides. I know that's one of the features that is really attractive to a lot of our business owners. Yeah,
good question. So to me, that's a lifesaver. So again, when thinking about a platform to run your business, we want it to be intuitive, easy to use, but also save you a lot of time. A lot of owner operators are on a job. They're literally just working all day, and they don't have a lot of time to do the administrative features. So with that comes automation. So you get a call, send them an estimate. 2 days later, did I hear back? Should I call them? Did I call them? Right. And so it's hard to do all those administrative tasks. So with the automations, hey, let us send them a text. Let us send them an email, whether it's 2 days later after an estimate that you had sent, or 6 months down the road after an invoice or a completed work order, remind them that service is due. All those automations can be built in. So it's one of those things where you set it and forget it. Set them up once you set up your account for Markate, and then it's going to apply to your customers moving forward. So again, set it and forget it. You just focus on your business, doing the workload, enjoy time with your family, and let Markate do all those little automations in between for you.
Cool. I'm trying to think of what other things have come up. So it does all the automations, it does the scheduling, it does, all your operations you can run, is there a delay?
It froze.
Sorry, the audio cut out. What was that?
Oh, no, no worries. What do you feel like really sets you apart from maybe some of the other softwares out there in a similar line of service? Like what kind of separates you from your competitors?
Yeah, good question. So I think one, we truly do focus on customer service and customer support. That's number one. So we're based here in Arizona. And then the automation, time saving, and again, what I was alluding to before is just having a one-stop shop. So not just a CRM and scheduling and operations, but sales and marketing, generate new leads. If you want to penetrate a new neighborhood, go after some new residential or commercial customers, we can do that for you. The email, SMS, text blast to stay top of mind with your existing customers, I think is huge these days. And then also ask for reviews. So, in the small and medium-sized businesses, asking for reviews are huge. So usually a customer will Google, the first thing that they look or second thing they look at is what reviews do you have? So being offered to offer all those services in one platform, one place to go, I think is huge in today's world. You're not having to go here to do this, there to do that. Where do I go for this? Where's my information for that? And even if there are imports and exports, data can be lost in translations, and importing and exporting data is a huge headache and lots of issues and errors can happen. So just eliminate that and have everything in one spot. Plus the price point I think is pretty economical. So
Yeah, definitely. And letting customers choose the features that they want. So, when we release a new feature, if a customer doesn't want to use that feature, then they don't have to pay for it. So then we don't have an all over price increase. It's just you pay for the different features you'll be using. And yeah.
And I've never heard of software that does it. How did you guys even come up with that idea?
I think, we started with the base and an idea, right, of this is probably what they need most, right? And then that's obviously everything you get for that, 20, 30 bucks a month. Outside of that, some businesses want to focus on growth and sales and marketing. So if that's, unique to your business, then you can add that module, but that's specific to you. Some people they ask for review. If you want that, great, then you can pay for it. But if you don't, we're not going to just build it into the cost and then increase our price, right? So we understand every business is unique and different. They're going to run their business different and their needs are different. So there's really no reason to have a price point that says, hey, everyone's going to pay for it, even if you use it or not, right? So choose your modules that you need and what's going to fit your business moving forward.
Awesome. And did we touch on all? Was there any more with the automations, or we touched on that pretty well of all the things that are included with that?
You talk about postcard automation. So we have text and email, and then also postcard automation, which postcard automation is huge because you can set it for sending out a thank you card to your customers automatically right after. So those three automations are the main ones, but it is just an overall, once a customer accepts an estimate, then it automatically will generate the work order. And then once you complete the work order, it'll automatically generate that invoice. So you don't have to go in and do all those things manually and click, 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 click. It's doing it, the system's recognizing it and doing all of that automation for you.
I love that. I love all the new. We have a couple new salespeople and account managers that we've been hiring on this past week, and I have this list of just all the different systems they have to learn because they all do one separate thing, and it's just like when I never realized how many different ones we use until you're trying to train someone new, and here's what you need to know. And so that would be amazing if there was one system that can just do all of it. That would be incredible, right? Yeah.
Well, and I think too, with you guys, that's the perfect trifecta for us, right? So whether if it's due for service, appointment, reminders, I know is huge, right? Just making sure that the appointment's still on schedule, or do we need to reschedule it? That's huge in today's world, especially with everything going on. So, have us send a text or an email automated, right? Don't have to think about it. And then have you guys make a phone call. I think that to me is the perfect trifecta. So between text, email, and a phone call, that's really going to increase your business. The lost business of just people not showing up or having to reschedule. And if you can hold them accountable with reminders like that and the automations, I think it's huge.
Oh yeah, definitely. And what I love about it too is the different touch points, because I know with a lot of people, how they run their business or a lot of different systems, they'll have one way, maybe it's email. That's how they do all their communication. But the fact that you have the option, hey, we can email, we can text, we can send a postcard, you're able to touch them in all these different ways, because different ways are going to speak to different people, or seeing it, having a reminder in different ways is going to help it to be more cemented in their mind, your company. And then that's where, yeah, we love coming into being able to help out Markate users, is that we can add also that live call to it and even automate it in a way that you're not having to worry about any of that. Your business just runs, you show up for the job, you get it done, you come back a few months later, do it again, and not having to worry about who's going to do what, who's going to send out what email, who's going to send out what text, who's going to call and remind them, get them rescheduled, and all of that. It just happens for you magically.
Exactly. I mean, how much time people spend on writing down, I got to call Steve tomorrow because I sent him an estimate today, make sure he got it, make sure he understands it. Or, you know what, I set an appointment with Stacy for next Wednesday. I've got to call her tomorrow to remind her that, it's at 10 a.m. I'll be there. I mean, just all that work. It's just, it can all be smoothed out and automated, so you don't have to think about that stuff anymore.
Yeah, I think in the world we're in now, it's almost impossible to run a business without automations and some processes in place. I mean, the clients that come to us too, I mean, they're looking for solutions on how to run their business more efficiently. So they're looking to delegate different tasks. So they're always wanting systems like Markate to automate different things, like whatever they can take off their plate so that they can focus like on their specialty or their trade is what they're looking for. So.
How'd you come up with the name Markate? We were kind of wondering about that too.
Best question.
Curious.
Everyone thinks we have kids named Mark and Kate, but that's not it. That's not it. But I like to go with it sometimes. But no, it was just a decision.
Again, going back, I think, when you look at what we were trying to create was a marketplace for, the pros and then consumers, and tying them together. Because there is a market for that, right? Or we identified a market of having a platform, or at least intuitive, easy, all-in-one stop. Here, run your service business. So that was the idea behind it.
Cool. Can we go to the last one? Or
So, and I know we talked a little bit about the pricing. Can you give maybe a little bit more detail exactly what they might be looking at, as far as here's the base model and then here's what it might be to do some add-ons?
Sure.
So it's $29.95 a month, but if you pay for the whole year upfront, then you'll save $5, around $5 a month. So then it would be $311.40 for the entire year. And then the different add-ons typically are $1 each, or $5 each a month. There are a few that are $10, but most of them are just like our online booking form and our lead contact form, the ask for review. All those, they're $5 per month.
And one thing I want to just add in here that I've just observed that I love about Markate is the support. I know sometimes you'll use a system and you sign up for it. Maybe it's powerful, maybe it has some kinks to it. But if you ever need help, it's really hard to get a hold of like a real life person to help you. And that's one thing I've been super impressed by, the way you guys have set things up and the way you run your business. Is I feel like there's always someone there to help when you are stuck, or you need to know how to set something up, or maybe advice on the best way to do things. And to me, that's huge.
Yeah, and I think that's first and foremost in today's world is the customer experience, right? I mean, all of our customers are in the service, right, industry, and I think when you talk to someone and about the experience, I mean, yeah, they're providing a service, but a lot of time it's the experience that the customer goes through that usually makes them come back. I mean, it truly is the experience, and then the service that they offer obviously goes, sets them apart from their competitors. But customers or people just they'll remember how you made them feel. So if you can add that extra layer of customer service, it truly is unique and sets yourself apart from anyone else out there. So a lot of us are based here in Arizona. So if you do call us, we'll be here. 8 to 5 Pacific Standard Time is our hours. You can get us by chat or email too. But yeah, we do try to make sure that we'll answer on, the first time you call. We'll respond within 24 to 48 hours. Julia's usually working on weekends trying to respond to messages. But I do think that is key, to treat every customer as a top priority, big or small, no matter how big or small they are.
And every customer, the big thing is, when I speak with all of our customers, you're just not another number. You're a person. I want to know about you. I want to know all about your business. And I love the relationships that we build with our customers, because it's not just, okay, you're another number paying. Okay. So yeah, have fun with, using Markate. It's, we know about your business, and then when they call back and anything, then we have that relationship with them. So like on Facebook, I am Julia Markate, and a lot of people just PM me and ask me questions here and there, and I love it because it's more like a family, and that is why we call it the Markate family.
Yeah, and we know that we're going to be successful if our customers are successful. So we're going to do whatever we can to ensure that happens.
I love that. Yeah, and that's right up our alley as well. Is we're all about the customer experience, not only for our clients, but same as in your head, we want to make things really amazing for their clients, their customers. And so providing the service, and for you guys the software, and then providing the support to go with it to make sure they really succeed in using these tools that we have for them.
Yeah, and that's what, when your names first started coming up, a year or so ago, we started reaching out. When we first met with you, you could just tell right away. I think usually within the first 5 or 10 seconds, that people just know, like, oh, these are some good people, right? And I really like, our conversation and moving forward and working with you guys. So I know a lot of our customers always ask questions about you guys too. So can we go ahead and ask you guys some questions to provide some insight and feedback for our group?
Sure thing.
All right. So I know we'll get into some of the nitty and gritty, but I guess, I've heard it, but I'm just curious just to provide some background. So I guess, how did Jill's office come about, and tell us a little bit about your guys' story?
Sure. So I'll take this question. I actually think, Jaden would be really good at talking about this also. She's smiling over there. Jaden is our manager over the call center, but she's been here since the very beginning. When Michelle and I joined kind of around the same time, around the first year. And Jill's office was just really intriguing from the beginning. And I know that our boss Brant, like his family has been in the service industry, and so he's kind of familiar, with the different services. And he does have a family member who is it construction. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in the service industry, you get calls all day long. You're busy, and this family member was getting calls, and he kind of let it ring through, and he didn't get it, and he thought, if they really want my business, they'll leave me a message, or they'll call back, and I'll call them back later. And he just really thought that there was a better way to do that. And so I know that they kind of brainstormed names and things like that. And I think Jill's office just kind of stuck. Like, I need a receptionist to help me out. I'm going to have Jill help me. And so the name Jill stuck, which is really interesting. I actually love our company name because no one here is named Jill.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
yeah. No one here is named Jill. When we go to conventions, people always say, "Oh, you're Jill." And I want to say yes, but there's no Jill. But yeah, that's kind of where it started. And we're about 5 years old. And we're really focused on growing all the time. We're always focused on how to streamline our processes so that we can, you have to try so many different things, and then you kind of focus in on what you specialize in, and you redo that whole process, and you refine everything. And you just keep getting better as you go. So that's kind of what we do every year, is we just grow and we get better at what we do. So
nice. Yeah, it's just trying to be become more efficient for the customers that you serve, right? And then you guys are trying to do that yourselves and almost like um, eat what your own recipe is or what your own advice is that you're saying to your customers. I find that all the time, like when we're talking to customers, this is how you should, help run your business. You may need this, you may need that. And I'm like, well, should we be doing that here? Like, why we're telling our customers to do this, but we're not doing it.
Practice what you preach.
So go ahead.
Oh, I just said practice what you preach, right?
Yes, exactly. So I know we do get some questions about like specific services. So when you look at Jill's office, what makes you guys different from perhaps another answering service?
So that's a really good question, and it's funny because we were actually just having discussion about this yesterday, because a lot of times there can be almost this negative connotation with like an answering service or a call center kind of thing. You maybe get this picture in your head of someone that's really hard to understand, that doesn't really know what they're talking about, and that you just want to talk to someone that actually, you can understand and that can really help you. And that's kind of when Brent, our founder, when he did start it, who was his vision, is to not just be a call center, not just be an answering service, but to be, a virtual receptionist that actually feels like we work for your company. And so we don't ever reveal that we're answering service. We want to come across that, we actually are there. Right. I mean, some people, if they have an office, when a client will come in, they'll look for the person they talked to on the phone, like, where's Jill or whatever their name was, thinking that they were actually there. And that's the feel that we want to give, that we're a part of your family, each of our clients' families, and that we actually can help them more than just being a glorified answering machine, that, live answering machine that will just, gather all their information, which we do that for a lot of clients if they don't need if they don't want any more than that. But for the ones that want to take it a step further and actually have us get into their calendar, log into Markate or whatever system they're using, and be able to actually give out pricing, give out bids, and schedule estimates and schedule jobs and do follow-up along the way, we can do all that for them. So you're actually, similar to what you guys provide, you're giving them the full package of being able to really help them with their phones and, help the customer in the way they need.
I like to think of us as an extension of some of our clients, kind of like an extension of their office. A lot of them don't have offices. A lot of them have receptionists. A lot of them are not, they admit this, I don't just make it up, that they're not great at customer service. They've told us before, they're just not patient on the phone. They're busy, they're on a job. And so I like to think of us as just making this great customer service experience that might just be a little bit what they're lacking in because they can't answer the phones. And so that's stuff that we train on. And when we hire, we're looking for Jills who can give a really great first impression and really provide an excellent customer service experience. So I think that's what I like to think about.
Yeah, and I think that's key, right? I mean, in the service world, I mean, 90-80% of their time they're in the car driving to the job, and when they get there, they're performing it. So trying to respond to messages, answer the phone while they're cleaning carpets or washing windows is very hard to multitask to do that. So I think what you guys offer, and an extension as their business, to give that perception of great customer service, someone's always going to answer when they call. I think that speaks volumes to customers. And again, just it goes above and beyond, right? So if they call someone else, no one answers, they call you guys and you guys answer for them. I think that's huge. I think that's critical. There's a lot of lost revenue in that I don't think people realize.
Right. I mean, the average business owner, they miss about 1.5 calls a day, which, how do you miss half a call? But I think just on average. But if you take, what is your average job? Is it 200? Is it 400? Is it, whatever it may be, and calculate, every time you miss a call, that's potentially throwing that, $200 out the window. It adds up pretty quick. You're looking at $1,000 a week, $4,000 a month, over the course of a year, tens of thousands of dollars that it can add up to just by missing that one call. And so it more than pays for itself, and just being able to capture those customers that you might have lost to your competitor. So that's kind of, and again, I think what makes it so powerful though is finding great partners like you guys. That's because we're obviously only one piece of it, of being able to get your phone, answer your phones, but actually being able to get into whatever CRM and field service software that you're using to be able to get in there and actually schedule for you and give out bids is huge. Yeah, and I'd love, like, so Jaden, as Nicole mentioned, she's we call her Captain America. She's our first she saves us all like every day. But Jaden, do you want to share a little bit just about, our Jills and how we train them, and then how we get them trained in Markate, and what that process looks like?
Yes. So kind of how you mentioned in the beginning, we're picky. I mean, we like to make sure that it makes sense for both us and our customers whenever we are looking at a calendar. So we beta test, we hand it off to a couple of Jills, make sure that it fits with us and our processes and everything that way. And a couple of the things that have really stood out about your calendar, the Markate specifically, that we really liked, that not all of our other systems have currently. The first one I wrote down is how you guys require us to assign the job. That helps us so much. It really makes it so that we're correctly scheduling for the right technician. The other thing is your online booking link. It makes scheduling and adding services up so much quicker, and to be able to provide them with pricing along with being able to schedule them quicker. And really just like overall, it's a great calendar to work with. We're huge on customer service. We train Jills to be mindful of using positive phrasing, and then also providing the caller like a wow experience. And so Markate really helps us be able to do that.
Awesome. Thank you. That's great to hear. I mean, that online booking feature, I'm so glad that that's helpful. And I think as this partnership moves forward, I think we can find different ways to make it easier for you guys too. So I'm super excited about this and continue to evolve and work on this. So
we are as well. Elizabeth, tell us a little bit about your experience working in Markate, what you like about it.
Oh, yeah. So we use it for so many different service industries. So I love it that we have carpet cleaners, power washing, air duct cleaners, and we can still go in, we can schedule the estimate for them, or like she was saying, utilize the booking link and give pricing that way and book them. Some people want to talk to a live person before they schedule anything. So that's great. We can still use that tool that they might have had access to online from the website, but they just want to talk to someone and ask a few questions before they do anything. So then it makes it easy for us. We can go through, even though we might be using the same thing they had access to, they can ask extra questions and just hear, a live person. It gives that extra, puts a voice to the, the company, sets us apart that way. So I love it, especially for our carpet cleaners and everything. We would love to integrate even more with it. So as we're growing, it'd be interesting to see what else we can do with it.
Yeah, I agree. And I still think at the end of the day, we're all people, right? And people buy from people. I know it's cliche, but I know there's people that, just want to go online and book it, and that's fine too. But I still think people are they just like, we're human. We just need human interaction, especially now with this pandemic. I mean, it's crazy. I think people are like, I need to talk to people and be around people. So we're just curious by nature. So I think what you guys provide is unbelievable, and just will set so many people above their competitors. So
yeah, and I think it's great having building relationships with companies like yours, because when we do offer, like Jaden was saying, when we do offer a service scheduling with a company, we need to have a really good relationship with them. We need to be able to talk to somebody to give feedback and see if we need support. It's not our system. We need to be able to talk to somebody that can help us and that can kind of listen to some feedback. And because we like to do the same thing too, because we want to complement each other's services so we can, service our clients even better. So I'm really grateful for being able to actually get FaceTime with you guys and like actually give feedback and work together on just different issues, or brainstorm different ways to help clients.
and to best train our Jills. I mean, literally just even yesterday, one of our Jills so we're divided into pods of Jills. So they specialize in certain counters. So we have a pod of Jills that are specially trained in Markate. And so actually one of the Jills was showing Jade and me this trick yesterday that they figured out, and we're like, oh, that's so cool. We got to show everyone that. So I just so it's kind of fun as a team too, to learn more and more about your system so that we can better service our clients that are using it. So that's exciting.
I think it's a win-win. I mean, if we can work well together and provide a world-class experience for our customers, then they do well, and then everyone wins. So I think that's the key. I'm just curious, do you guys have like a secret weapon that you guys have, or what's your competitive advantage against other one? Like, do you have research or any other thing that you, again, like a secret weapon that you guys have against your competitors?
So, some of the best secret weapons are the ones that are so basic, but nobody does. So like, okay, so a great example is in follow-up. So we all have heard throughout our life, the fortune is in the follow-up, but how many people actually do it? You every morning you wake up, you have this super long to-do list, and at 2 a.m. when you're finally done, you never got to those follow-up calls that you need to make, or those follow-ups with those clients. And I mean, the stats on it, I mean, every time you look into it, it's like, it takes an average of 5 touches before someone will close a job on average. But I think it's like less than half of business owners even do one follow-up. So that's where Markate, I think, comes in so powerfully, is to automate it. But then, as we mentioned before, adding that Jill element to it, where our secret weapon is kind of just that we can automate that follow-up for you, and we can do that the outbounds for you. So in addition to the emails and texts they're getting, to have that live call to go with it, to actually let's seal the deal, let's close it for them, and let's get them booked. It's huge. And it's huge both for a new client. So they maybe inquired about your service, maybe they put in a request, on your website, but they never actually got booked. So being able to call them and actually get them before your competitors do, let's get them scheduled, let's answer their questions. Because a lot of times the difference between them booking with you and booking with someone else is just they maybe have a question they're trying to figure out, but they're maybe not picking up the phone to ask. So if you proactively reach out to them, it gives them that opportunity to ask those questions and then actually get scheduled. So that's huge. And then also with, if you're in an industry where repeat business is big for your bottom line, adding that live call to remind them, hey, you're due for your service, you're due for your cleaning, again, is huge. Just like, oh yeah, I am. Yeah, come out, let's get those windows cleaned, or whatever it may be. I'm curious. So Elizabeth is actually our outbound manager. So she kind of runs that whole team that does the follow-up. We call them the follow-up ninjas, Jills. But do you want to kind of share a little bit about how that works? What kinds of things you guys do?
Absolutely. So follow-ups, I'm a nerd. I get very excited about. Nobody else could say that because nobody wants to do it. I'm actually I'm glad that you talked about the automations that you do, because I didn't realize you have basically all the touch points there, and then you just add on the phone. Because I know a lot of people, some people will guard their email address more than they'll guard their social security number. Like they're not gonna tell you it, or they opt out. And so the phone call is another piece that just adds that extra. Because usually when I'm following up, we even had a client recently from Markate send us a list to follow up on past clients, see if they need anything done. And maybe it fell in between the 6 months, or maybe they fell outside of that, where they're project managers over apartments, and they just wanted us to see. And so we were able to do it that way and just call. So I like it because, like you guys were talking about with all the touch points, but then there's people, this will just catches the rest of those people that don't want to deal with email. I know a lot of people are going more automated, but sometimes people just need to talk to somebody on the phone, and then they'll
absolutely
getting estimates left and right. When a lot of times what happens when I call them, it's, which company were you? And I'm like, I could tell them, they're like, let me write that down. Actually, I do have some questions. And then you can go forward and having someone to ask your question right there on the phone leads to them booking the job. And even if they don't book it right there with me, when the next follow-up comes through, a lot of them set it up that those automations, like they'll forward it to me when they know a client got an email. We didn't get a response to your call. And I'll just see if they got it, if they are interested, you know, and a lot of times they're like, oh, I didn't see, you know, they didn't see the email yet, but a lot of them had, and they're like, oh yeah, I was thinking about it, but let's go ahead and do it. So it just adds that extra, getting those people, helping them make the decision for them, because you're right there on the phone. It's convenient. They don't, a lot of people have phonophobia.
Yeah.
So they'll tell us to do it. They're out on a job, call and tell them I'm late. There's so many different ways that our outbound services are utilized, and it's for people like too that just are too nervous or they're just too busy, and it's fine. That's what we're here for. We love doing it. We get the no's. They don't have to hear it, and we get a lot of yeses too, though. But no one's ever really that bothered. Some people are worried about doing it. I don't want to bug people, but it's like sometimes it takes that piece out for a person who doesn't want to call and ask the question. You already got them on the phone. So I just love Follow. It's a part of a business that usually gets easily missed, because it's not that it's that hard to do, but it feels like you don't want to bother people if you're feeling like you're bugging people. So that's kind of what we do.
You're right. Like, I think fear of rejection is huge, because, you know, this is your baby, and you like take it personally if someone doesn't want to do business. But we care about your business too, but we're probably not going to take it as personal as you, because, you know, anyway, it's just a little bit different if it's, you know, if you're hiring out for someone to do that. And so I think that that's another huge reason that people love using that service. Is it's something I know it needs to get done. For one reason or other, I'm not doing it. So let me get someone who does this all day and is an expert in doing it, do that for me.
Yeah, well, and you guys are trained. And I think that is such the icing on the cake. Yeah, we can send a text, we can send emails, right? But we know we get how many emails a day now? It's crazy. Texts are starting to get missed. And again, I think that phone call is huge now. I think people really deep down, they like to talk to people. And I think you're right. Yeah, they might get the email, then the text. It's top of mind. It's subconscious. Yeah, I do need to get my carpets cleaned. And then you guys call them like, hey, you know, I've been thinking about that. Let's go ahead and set schedule and get it on the calendar. So I think it's absolutely perfect.
Yeah, well, even the mental for a business owner to know that they have all these calls to make, it's kind of this struggle of trying to decide, because you know it's going to take all your time to make these calls. Can you afford to not make the calls? But you don't, you know, you want to do, as a business owner, you're always trying to think of what you can do right now that'll bring you in some money, especially if you know, you got to get on a job and you got to do it, but you've got to make all these calls also. It's a struggle, and just having Jill's office do it takes a lot off their plate, but not just the phone calls, just the stress of knowing that you need to do this task is really overwhelming. And it's kind of this vicious cycle, even with phone calls. Like, for a business owner to miss calls all day and get off of a job and see all these missed calls, know that they need to call them, but also know that they're probably going to hear, oh, that's okay, I already found somebody else because you didn't answer. That's stressful.
Yes.
And it kind of takes your mind off of, you know, higher level things that you need to think about in your business.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're working all day, right? I mean, they could have gotten a flat tire, a job could have taken longer than they thought. I mean, who do I call? I mean, just everything that goes into just making those calls versus having you guys know who to call, when to call, and you guys just do it. I mean, yeah, I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer.
And that's a huge thing I hear from customers when I'm doing demos or, you know, speaking with them on the phone. We can walk through the process, they can get their account all set up, but then they're like, oh, but we're gonna have to schedule this stuff and do all of it. Like, they just want to go out and do the job, but not, you know, do the scheduling aspect of it. So having you guys do that, it's a win-win for both. They don't have to schedule, assign the job, create the estimates. They just need to see their schedule. This is what I need to do today, and then move forward.
Yep. So I know for our users, we're going to do a special. Obviously, they can sign up for a trial, and then we'll add all of our add-ons for free for a month for all the Jill Office user community. Do you guys, or have you guys thought about anything?
Well, let me pull up a screen.
Perfect. Look at that.
Yeah.
All right.
Just get it to the right one. All right. So we which I appreciate. And I mean, just so everybody knows this, we don't have any kind of monetary deal with each other. Like, we both are just in this just to help our clients. And so rather than taking any anything. We just like to pass on savings to our clients. And so we're so grateful. They're graciously offering, you know, anyone that wants to sign up for Markate, 14-day free trial, 1 month of free add-ons. That's huge. I would just want to try all of them. And then on our end, if there's any Markate users that are needing help with their phones, we'd love to help you out. We'll give you $50 off the sign up fee. If you actually go, I should edit that to jillsoffice.com/market, then you can get that discount. So yeah.
I'll put it in the comments.
Yeah, we'll put in the comments too. I think, you know, for both of speaking for both of us, if anybody has questions about, so let me just stop the share, about either service or software, you know, reach out to us. We can get you connected with each other. And we just are here to help you guys however we can.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's a great point. And, you know, again, working together, I think it truly comes from realizing that it's a good fit for our customers, right? I mean, obviously it's a good fit for us. We love it. We've enjoyed working with you guys so far. So I think that's a great fit. But more importantly, I think our customers could benefit from this hugely and really set themselves apart, whether you're just getting up and running, struggling to find time between family. Some people are part-time. I mean, it's crazy how busy we are in today's world. So having something like you guys to offset that and take that off their plate is huge. So I think I'm so looking forward to this.
Us too. Most definitely. Well, thanks again for joining us, Scott and Julia, and Jade and Elizabeth. Thanks for being here as well. This has been fun. I'm sure maybe at some point we'll chat again down the road as more questions arise and everything. But
Absolutely.
And everyone that joined us, thank you so much. Reach out to us if you have further questions.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you,
Bye,
everyone, for
everybody.
joining.
Bye-bye.